You back with another edition where O-Line is.
Welcome.
Man, bro, it feels so good. It's wintertime. What's up, Ola?
Hey, what's good? Is
What's up, baby? Man.
chilling.
I'ma get busy with it right now. I'ma get busy with it right now. I'ma get busy with it right now.
How you doing, baby?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
everything's love, man.
Okay, man.
One thing I got to note.
Talk to me. Talk to
you
me.
know, we had some snow, last week and everything like that. The trash company decided to take a whole week off.
Yo, I seen that. What's that? That was real?
That's real.
Hey, man, listen.
That's real.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I ain't mad at them.
I'm not mad at them.
I am not mad at them guys that be on the back of them trucks.
I'm mad at the fact that the trash is still here. But if you can understand me, I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
I can feel them. For real, I'm with them.
Yeah.
But I need that trash to go.
Bro, you know what? I'm going to be, shout out to my trash collectors,
Oh,
bro.
for sure.
Bro, every time I see them boys on the back of the truck, man, and it be cold
weather.
raining, weather, bro, I just be sending a prayer, dog. I be like, respect, because, bro, they out there getting it.
Yeah,
So, I ain't mad. Now, I will say this. The trash companies need to make trucks where guys can get in the truck.
Yeah.
So you can get in the truck and then get out, right?
So around here, they've been doing the automatic pickup. So like it got the arms that'll come out, it'll pick it up and then go.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what happened.
Oh, well, that case, yeah, man. Hey, man, trash companies tight up, man. Tighten up, bro. So they ain't guys on the back of the truck.
Nah, well, okay, sometimes they do. So
Okay.
you got to recycle and then you got to actually
I
trash.
got you.
So I think for the recycle, they do come out and pick it up for
Yeah.
the most part. But for like the actual trash, like I've seen the arms, step out and
Okay.
pick the joint
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So
okay,
who
because I was
knows?
gonna say, look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's freezing outside.
Yeah.
Bro, it's
yeah.
cold, man. If you in that
bro.
Virginia DMV area, man, it's cold out here, bro.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Hey, before we start, man, tell them what to do, baby.
Hey, as always, make sure that y'all like, make sure that y'all comment and subscribe. Appreciate all that y'all do. Appreciate everything that y'all, all the comments that y'all leaving. Let's keep it going. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark, and let's go.
Yeah, man. Check it out, man. So listen. So we did an episode last week. We were talking about that whole Cat Williams series, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we had some difficulties. We had a guest on there, got my man. It's cool, cool brother, man. We're gonna bring her back so we can redo the Cat Williams episode, give our own O-Line this twist on it.
True.
Because I think honestly we just give it in a way people don't give it. There's brothers that give it definitely they just give their thoughts and I respect and love the way they give it. And some brothers they just putting stuff out there. Yeah. But we're gonna do that. That's gonna be our next episode. We're gonna do it probably next week. But today we're gonna dive back how we started this, man.
Yeah.
Just in some. We
giving
got
that
some
O-line
topics.
is, yeah.
We're gonna get some O-line perspectives, man. You
sure.
gonna like it, not like it. I think what I'm gonna do, I've been challenged, man, to kind of like start giving some of my history, my past. So, a lot of y'all don't know, we don't know each other, right? Some of y'all know, but a lot of people don't know what I've been through. They don't know what you've been through, Ola.
True.
And so sometimes when people hear what you've been through, they can kind of better understand where you're coming from instead of you just being, instead of you just trying to be a chauvinist pig or a narcissist or, whatever you want to call somebody, right?
Yeah.
But the topic, man, we're gonna go into and we're gonna talk about, man, just being a man, like what it is being a man out here in this world, right? Because you got so many people. Would you agree? And then, I think you do is they have all these different opinions of how men should be, what type of men. And the beautiful thing about social media is you can get different perspectives.
True.
The downside to social media is it can lure you to go in different ways.
Rabbit hole. It could take you in that
It can take you in a rabbit
yeah.
hole. Women, same thing with women. They
Yeah.
could be over here. That's the next topic. But with men, it's like, bro, like you got this guy over here telling you this is what a man is. This what you should be.
Yeah.
Then you got another man over here telling
Fresh
you this.
and fit type
Yeah,
joint,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
You
And
got
it's
your red
like,
pill, you got your blue pill.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
And I've learned in life, bro, what you should do is you should take a look at men that you see and take qualities from them.
Absolutely.
Don't take what they say all the time. Take qualities, right?
Yeah.
Take certain things from them. Take, you could get a little bit from anybody, right? But take it and then, I like that. Let me harness that. Let me make that more me.
True.
What you think, man?
One of the things that shout out to my moms and pops that my pops always talked about, even at a young age, was that yes, we are your parents, we're your parental figures, but we're not perfect, right? There are things that we do that are not going to be correct.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do is take the good and then dish out the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be able to discern what's good for you and what is not good for you. And that's even with your parents.
Yeah.
And so to your point, even when you're dealing with like social media, for example, there's a lot of content out there that's telling you to go this way, that's telling you to go that way. And sometimes there's some jewels even in those, I would say, quote unquote, bad energy or bad information that you can take little pieces from to be like, okay, I can apply this to my life. And so you got to be able to be cognizant of what are the things that I want to apply to my life and what are the things that I don't want to apply.
Oh man, absolutely.
And that's it can be challenging.
Man.
It can be challenging because, like you said, there's so much content, but that's the key right there.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
like shout outs to I listen to these brothers No Fugazi.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen them, man. Good, cool brothers. They they be dropping good jewels, man. But I listen to them and they really give some nice thoughts. They pose great questions to these women, just like everybody, a lot of people do. But I was listening to theirs, and this is something I thought about, not because of them, but I thought about as I was listening to it is, if you have a woman in her 20s and 30 years of age, right, and she has a certain thinking, right?
Okay.
We as men on these platforms, we get in and we pose these questions to women, and people love it because they like the short clips, right? Mm-hmm. But you pose these questions to these women, and then you give this insightful perspective to them, to the listeners, to the followers. And one thing I thought was, it's great for people listening.
Okay.
But it's an injustice to the people sometimes they're talking to, or we're talking to, or anybody talks to on these podcasts or platforms, because these people honestly should go. They need psychiatry. They need to see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
They need counseling.
Counseling.
We as men do as well. They
Right.
They need counseling because to change 20, 30 years of crap.
Yeah.
Right, we become who we become for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It takes time. A conversation doesn't change it. So I think sometimes we kind of like we bring truth to the light by enlightening these women, right? But then I thought to myself but at the same time we do these women injustice.
So do you think that there should be like a different, and I feel you where you're saying it's kind of like giving shock treatment to an addict, right?
Yeah.
An addict's been an addict for some time, and you come be like, drugs are bad.
Yeah.
You're wrong because drugs are bad. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to actually help that addict that's been addicted to whatever the case is for such and such time. But things do need to be said. I will say that.
Oh, I totally agree. And that's why I love what they be doing. But I mean, not just them, but anyone. Like when you're dropping jewels, you got to start somewhere.
True. But at the same time, I feel you on it being an injustice because what happens is, and to the point of it being a rabbit hole, there's so much energy where it's almost like a snowball effect to women are bad for this, men are bad for this, and there's really no constructive rebuilding to those people that need that help.
Yeah, because I think even with Fresh and Fit, bro, when they was like bringing on these women, from Miami, and they was going in on these women. I think what gets me, and then they were focused on men, destroy women, right? And instead of saying women, take our class. We got a class set up for women to help y'all become the type of women that men want, right? Yeah. And I think that's something big. I don't know, I'm throwing something out there.
Yeah.
But not to go that too far that way, but I would say, in your opinion, man, how would you describe, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean you emulate that or you reflect that, but you're striving to be. But what would you say if you were to describe to someone what a man consisted of? How would you describe that man?
I would say a man is someone that stands on their word. So, like be a person of self-respect for one. Be assertive, be confident within your word.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, go through it 100%, you know what I'm saying? Or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Be able to be communicative in a way that someone knows exactly what you stand on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a wishy-washy kind of person that someone can't really rely on, whether it be, whatever way that you go. Hey, look, this is what I'm about. Boom. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's additional things, once you, build family and such, you become protector and so on and so on. But for me as a man, outside of, building self-strength, keep taking care of your body and all, it's really about like your mental, you know what I'm saying? Like one, making sure that, like I said, you stand on your word, making sure that whatever you do, you go through it 100% and just don't be wishy-washy. Those are my key things for me because I know, as men, a lot of times we fall into a lot of female-like characteristics, right? Somebody asks you to do something and instead of being straight up, you give them like a little half answer. But what's that? What does that benefit you?
But all right, and I want you to keep going. But do you feel like that's being feminine, or do you feel like that's just them not being confident and who they are giving to give the response they would like to give?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think because somebody's like whatever, okay, it should be tied to how women are.
Yeah.
I think what it is because one thing is it's a lack of confidence a lot of times.
True.
More maybe the fact that, you know what, man, it's like you put in a position where you're like, you just don't want to say no because you don't want that person to be mad, or you don't know how they're going to respond, or you're like,
fuck them.
Yeah, that would be the great go-to.
Right.
But man, like, that's not something that everyone possesses.
Exactly.
That's something that's learned, my brother.
That's my word, is because you have to be able to get to that point, because if you don't, you're only giving a disadvantage to yourself. As a man, if you're putting out a half-ass answer, a half-ass action, someone can see that and they can actually manipulate you, to whichever way that they want. So to me, that's one of the key things. And I like what you said about that not being a female thing. It's something that gets tied to women, but it's not necessarily a female aspect.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, I think what you think as far as we as men, when it comes to just, our position in this world, right? Where do you think sometimes we go wrong? Because, I thought about something as you were talking, a lot of people they define men differently, right? They have their own different definitions of what men are. And we all have, and you can go you can go all kinds of places and people have their opinions. What do you feel like where most men go wrong in their day-to-day, like when they go wrong in their decision-making or their day-to-day relationships or what?
I think, I'll touch on like the American culture, right? I think a lot of times we're always, as men, looking for someone to be that direction, be the person that we look up to. And oftentimes the person that takes that position leads us down a path that doesn't actually benefit us, but maybe benefits them, right? So a lot of times you take like a Fresh and Fit, for example. You got a lot of men that follow those guys as like the key as to what a man is, right? But if you look at it, you see how like Fresh and Fit deal with women, how they treat women, how they talk to women. That's not really a good way to emulate for men, right? So the problem that to your question is, I think a lot of times we use this leader type mentality with the wrong type of person, right? We look at, we need a leader, so let me just follow this person. They're saying something that makes me feel right. I've dealt with women and they made me feel this way. Fresh and Fit, they deal with the women and they're talking to the same kind of thing. And this isn't really to jump on Fresh and Fit so much, but to the point of we have too much of a follow mentality, and we just go down the wrong path a lot of the time.
I think it's ignorant as hell.
Yeah. When
a man feels like he just be just like he needs to be just very disrespectful to women.
Yeah.
I just find it really weird that when men, I feel like to me when men disrespect their mothers, when men disrespect women in general, when men disrespect their girl, now it's not because, bro, it's you don't like all right, check it out. This is how I relate it to, right? Don't get me wrong. Do women frustrate me at times? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I go around calling women bitches? No. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do I call them bitches? Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not
like
gonna
in
lie.
your head, like kind of like the key.
Or I say, man, like fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
I looked this woman in her optic scams, and I says, bitch.
You said that?
Ain't nothing but a thing.
But you said bitch, though.
Yep.
See,
right? You know what I'm saying? But I don't be like that, and when I say I've never done it, when I was like 13 or 14,
right.
Man, fuck you, this and that.
Yeah.
Maybe, right? But the reality is when I see men who just disrespect their mothers, disrespect, their daughters, disrespect the women in their life who gave them daughters, regardless how ignorant they are, or women in general, I just feel like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect by far. I got a lot of issues. But to me, this is the thing. I give y'all this, man. Like, my mom's was killed when I was 10 years old. And she was killed by a relative. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, bro, I was 10 years old and lost my mom to someone that say they loved her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, to me, when I see men disrespect their mom, I'm like, bro, you're a little boy trapped in a grown man's body. When I see men who beat on women, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, like you're beating something that can't whoop you.
Yeah.
Like, what is the benefit? That's like me seeing a snail and seeing a bunch of snails and just crushing
Just
them.
crushing it.
Just crushing. Like,
Right.
why?
So let me ask you this, like coming from that, like, you know, from that history, right? And not a lot of people have gone through what you've gone through. How do you, in your position, overcome that and still look at women and just people, period, and be able to be more assertive, more confident in your words? Like, how do you feel like you've overcome that? Or is that, you know, I'll let you rock with it.
Nah,
but,
bro,
you know.
that's a good question. Honestly, I feel like it's trial and error. I mean, everything is trial and error, bro. You know, the biggest issue that I've had since that, it was just intimacy with women.
Yeah.
Being able to connect with them emotionally, mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like to be able to understand them, you know what I mean? And the fact that, you know, I connect how I see when I hear some people talk about their relationships with their wives or their husbands, you know, like the wives talk about their husbands and I hear their relationship and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Like, how did you, like, what is that? And I don't know if I ever will.
Right.
But I realized what it did was disconnect me on that level because I was afraid of, you know what I'm saying, if I fall in love with somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, will I lose them or will they no longer be here? And I just never really, I never really dived too much into it. I just was like, if we're cool, we're good, we're good. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do my best to be the best man that I can.
Yeah.
We're going to vibe. And if you're not here, you're not here, right?
True.
I think for me, bro, is like when I look at people in general, man, hurt people. And, you know, when you go through stuff, and I look at these women, bro, and I look at them and I feel sorry many times for most of them. Because I just wonder. I wonder why you feel so low about yourself that you would just do this, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, when I see like when men beat up women, I'm thinking like, why? You know, like, bro, I can't stand it. I watch my pops growing up beat my mom all the time. And I'm like, why?
Right.
This is someone you love.
Yeah.
So to me, there's certain things that I just won't do. I don't hit women. I don't beat up on women, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? Am I the most sweetest person in the world? No. Right. I got a lot of room to grow, bro. You know what I mean? But I just think, honestly, man, it's just, you know, it's trial and error, my bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any of us really have the secret to full confidence.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think what does is there's certain factors like God, maturity, father figures,
Experience,
uncle
yeah.
experiences that teach you. And I think you just learn how to just, you know, be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's it, man.
One of the things that you shared, you know, with me a couple of days ago, I think it was like a day or two ago, that really hit was this young man that spoke about anger. And, you know, really like it tapped into what I, you know, would say is like self-control and saying that, you know, you being angry is really punishment for someone else's action.
The definition of anger, I like this. The definition of anger is an emotional punishment you give yourself for somebody else's behavior.
That is taking place,
Yeah.
which is true. Like
Yeah.
if you have gotten to the point of anger to do any type of action because of someone else, it's because someone else has done something and you are beating yourself up to the point of anger, right? Self-anger, because your anger doesn't affect the other person, of course, unless you hit that person, say things that are hurtful. But if you become angry, it's really you punishing yourself because of someone else's, actions, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you really think about it and break it down.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what you made me think of something too. Is as men, I think we stay in relationships too long.
Yeah.
With abusive women. You know what I'm saying? I think we do, and that is not all. I'm talking about the ones who are being
abusive
abused,
one, right,
because there are abusive women out here. Like y'all call it what you want, and you may say this. I think what is men, the problem what we do a lot of times is we excuse those things to the point where they draw something in us that's not normally there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for example, let's say you have a man that's not violent, a man that has never, you know, like he might, we all get angry, we all get upset, but he's never done it. And then he smacks his chick, right? He's never done it in his life. 50 years, he's never done it.
Yeah.
But nobody sees the antagonizing that takes place, that, always beating him up, always smacking him, always beating him down.
Yeah.
I feel like what we do is we stay in those relationships so long because we call it quote unquote love.
Right.
When fuck no, that's not love. Yeah. Love does not, at the end of the day, men, what we got to realize is you have to love yourself. I think the problem is we as young men going into a masculinity and manhood and men and becoming men, we stay in relationships too long. And then we justify it. And this is what I dislike. And I've done it at times. And I dislike when I do it. We always say them. They did this. They did this. They did this. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You did that, man. Fuck that. You did that. And I think what we need to stop. I think that is the breaking point to manhood, bro.
Okay.
When you stop pointing the finger at other people and saying they do this, and you say, no, I do this, right? Because I don't care if you have kids. See, I thought a long time, I was like, bro, if I get married or I have kids or this, I'm going to stay there. No, bro, leave if that is toxic.
Yeah.
Leave. Because you know why? It's stealing from who you are as a person. Women too. I don't expect no woman to sit with situation with a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
bro, my whole life, man, if a man would have put his hands on my sister, bro, I would have destroyed his world.
Right.
I got 2 daughters, bro. I'll destroy their world, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
Why? I can say that because I'm not going to hit the women and, you know what I mean? I'm not going after them, no matter what people say.
Yeah.
For me, man, I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm still trying to understand, this whole life as a man, in the aspect. When to say the right things all the time, when to do the right things all the time. And then there's a part of me that, that's a small portion of it that says, I want to make sure I say the right things, do the right things, approach the right things, right? Yeah. Then there's the other part of me that says, there's no fucking way.
Right.
Bro, my goal in life is, and this is where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect, I'm going to provide, I'm going to do whatever it takes to take care of my children and my family.
Yeah.
If I don't become the man that I desire, I know I'm going to become the man that they need me to be in life.
True.
One way or another, bro. Unequivocally am I going to be that. And yes, I will. I'm going to fight to determine, bro. And this is the crazy part. See, this is the beautiful thing. And that's why I love when I'm around men and having conversations is, check this out, is we all come from different backgrounds in life, right? True. And some people get it easier than others. Some people just have the knowledge to do certain things, and then you see them and they're wealthy and they do it. And then some people, it takes them a little bit longer to get there, right? I feel like this, when you're fighting against all these things that happen to you from birth until whatever age you are now, and you're having to fight against all those things that you went through and yet still stay focused on the bigger prize, man, I think when you can do that and you cannot allow that to hold you back any longer, and you keep moving, I think you're doing great, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your kids, I don't know, man.
So touch about something about men and making decisions, right? And dealing with women and leaving relationships, right? Do you think that at the same time that men deal with, obviously yes, but how much of a factor it plays into the double standard, right? Where if something happens that a woman does, the public opinion is going to be in support of the woman regardless of the situation, right? Let's say that there's a domestic dispute, right? Instantly, we're going after the guy, right? Regardless of the situation. Do you think that, or how does a man handle that, knowing that, shout out to Jonathan Majors, right? In a situation where there is a domestic dispute, how does a man then handle that type of situation, knowing that public opinion and court may just side with the woman regardless?
Who cares?
Yeah?
Who cares, bro? You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, none of what Jonathan Majors is or any man is right now was because of them. Who he became is who he became. He can become whoever he wants to become if he's determined to want it. Okay. See, I think what we do is we let things detour so much, and I did it and that was a conversation I had with myself. For the last 2 years, I was going through a lot, right? And I had forgot who I was or who I was becoming. And I found myself depressed, stressed, just all kinds of going through things in life. And I was like, why am I dealing with this? And then I forgot what I was doing or what processes I was taking to get there. And I realized I stopped embracing positivity. I stopped working out. I stopped eating better. I stopped involving myself around positive people and taking every negative thought in. And I just realized, bro, it was jacked jacking
was
me up.
actually hurting you, yeah.
So when I say this is what I realize, bro, I think we're too consumed with wondering if one, women will stay, trying to make her stay. Number two, I think we're too worried about if people love us or care about us. I think we're too worried about if society accepts us. Men were never worried about this from the beginning of time. True. Men didn't have time. Men went out in the fields. Men went out and worked. Men went out and grinded. Yeah. Men had to go do whatever it took to make sure that their children and their wives or whoever in their life, meaning if it was girlfriend or fiance or wife, was great when they came back.
Yeah.
And that motivated them every day. I think, bro, so many of us, and I see all these things about soft men, soft males, I'll say, me, and I feel our society is gonna go where it's gonna go, but men will never quit. And that's where I'm at, bro. Men will always evolve out the ranks, big dog. You know what I mean? When the colds and in the snowstorms, and men will always prevail, big dog. And I just think that's what is great. I think what it comes down to is what's inside of you. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have men teach me how to be a father. Yeah. I didn't have uncles that were good in role models. Mm-hmm. My uncles was whoremongers and gamblers and alcoholics and drug addicts and shooting guns. That's what I had in my life, bro. Yeah. I didn't have my father wasn't there, bro. I didn't have that. Mm-hmm. I had to learn what I had. I had homies that came together, and I had to learn and learn. A lot of us liked each other. A lot of us didn't. I don't know, but I do know this. I just realized I didn't like certain things, and I wasn't willing to be like. Even though, regardless of what people thought about me, I wasn't willing to be the dude that was like that. I wasn't willing to be the dude like that. I'm known for the dude being a knucklehead or just not caring or messing with this female, right. Doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it was because I didn't know who I was.
Right.
Nobody, I heard something one time. It says your father has to speak and tell you who you are as a young man. If your father don't tell you who you are, you spend your whole life wondering who you are. Trying to be accepted.
Yeah. True.
Until one day you realize you will never be accepted.
Yeah.
But you will be loved by the people that understand you.
Yeah, I mean that's
the beauty of it, bro.
That's a great point, and we had touched on that earlier. I think that's how a lot of men fall victim to the wrong path, right? Because we're always searching for that leadership, searching for that father figure that we didn't have, even if the father is even there. You know what I'm saying? That's because a lot of times that father maybe just doesn't really care. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really show that level of attention, and a lot of men are seeking that in other people, and through whatever means they go down the path of maybe hating all women. I saw this one post. It was like in 2024, let's not deal with women because all this other stuff. I'm like, so what are y'all gonna be dealing with? Bro, I'm like, at the end of the day, what are y'all gonna be doing? Like the red pill joint to me. At a point, it gets you to the point, and shout out to the Amazing Lucas because he said this. He was like, at the end of the day, the red pill will lead you to a path of bussy, which is like, just males just going after males. Because, I mean, really, like, yes, women got their issues, but if you're just not going to deal with women at all.
You know what the red pill reminds me of, bro?
What's that?
A bunch of men in prison with so much testosterone, and they don't know what to do with it, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of men in prison, bro. Yeah. Like the red pill, bro. I listen to all them cats, dog. And I'm thinking to myself, homie, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Some of the strongest men are some of the most sensitive men. Yeah. And when I say that, bro, like I hear these cats, bro, one thing I've learned is a man don't have to tell you he's a man.
True.
And he don't have to make a woman believe he's a man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If he say what he say, he do what he do, right? Yeah. You know, a man shouldn't have, mother. Like,
I'm an alpha man.
Bro, men don't do that. That's what you watch when you watch these prison movies or these county movies and you see a bunch of men fighting each other. Why? They fight each other. They ain't got shit else to do.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what these cats do out here. They create these movements and it's all for profit gain.
Yeah.
They don't care nothing about you, bro. Because you know why? When they blow up and get that fame, guess what they doing? They do taking that to mess with all these other women to make you look stupid because they getting paid millions, bro.
Absolutely.
And they ain't nowhere near wiser or more than anything else. No, they're no more of a man than they were when they started this journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just in general, as far as men goes, bro, like, what would you say? Close us out, big dog. What would you leave for the people, man? Like, what, what would you share?
So, couple things. One, self-confidence. Another thing, self-reflection. With those two things, having that self-confidence and self-reflection, you can really assert the type of path that you're following, right? Because, you know, granted, a lot of our men out here don't have those father figures that are able to lead us down that path that we need to be led down. However, you don't want to just follow the first person that's trying to lead you down whatever path, right? Whether it be red pill, blue pill, whatever pill it be, right? And so having that self-reflection, you'll be able to know what type of person you are, what type of man you are, to know if this path that you're going down is actually benefiting you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a lot of that time, that just takes a lot of self-confidence and self-reflection. So
I got you.
those would be my two jewels for the guys
so
out there.
I'm gonna leave with this, big dog, and I'm gonna tell y'all out there, man, fellas, like, if anything, you've watched me on this show. One thing, no matter if you think this is me or not me, I'll tell you right now, I don't give a fuck. This is why I don't give a fuck. This is why I cared too much when I was a young man. And guess what? Nobody cared about me. Nobody pulled me to the side and said, I believe in you, I love you, and I realized I didn't need you then, don't need you now. But what I do need is for us men to understand, bro, there are men out here who are going through the same thing you're going through, and that is what I care about. I realize, bro, like, you know, our relationships and our build, I think some of the beautiful things is men being around men, so that we can build each other up to be able to overcome the obstacles that face us, because we lean too many things on like social media or people that act like they know, but they don't know. And we find ourselves listening to that and only helping destroy our lives. I want to tell you another thing, man. As men, it's okay to be emotional with the people in your life. I was always told it's not okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Do you need to cry? Nah. At the end of the day, people say, man, fuck that, don't cry. At the end of the day, cry, don't cry. The reality is this. Don't let somebody dictate if you do or don't. True. Sometimes you got to heal. Sometimes you need to take a moment. Take that moment for yourself. Another thing, man, separate yourself for a time. Don't put your stuff out here in the world. Step back for 6 months. Call on the first or the 1 to 3 people that you know or feel, if it's just one person that you feel genuinely wants the best for you, and call on them. And console with them, build with them, and then let it go. Another thing too, man, if you love that woman, love her. You know what I'm saying? If you care about her, man. Women, man, listen, if you don't know if he loves you or not, if that man, if he don't disrespect you, man, you know, he don't do certain things, man, that man going through things in life. Let him go through what he going through. And men, take care of your children, bro. Just be an example, man. You know what I'm saying? Just be an example, man.
Some good rules, yeah.
Hope something we said meant something. For some reason, this was on my heart, man. You know, it's just, I just say this, man. It is a beautiful thing to be alive today. It's beautiful to be alive. It's beautiful to have the people I have in my life. It's beautiful to have my children. It's beautiful to have been what I've been through, and I'm still standing tall. Hey, man, we love you, man. Hola, it is, man.
For sure.
Hola.
Peace.
Great talk, baby.
It is. Yes, indeed.
Bye, y'all, man.